Hello everyone, and welcome back to My Scrappy Ideas. Today I'm working with the October Afternoon Saturday Mornings collection, and I've had this for a while. I bought quite a bit of it up from the My Scraps and More store because I just really liked the paper line, but I also knew I wasn't quite sure what pictures that I would be using it for. My kids are older, so they're not Saturday morning cartoons, or well, there's not even Saturday morning cartoons anymore. There's all the time cartoons. And I didn't really have older photos because they didn't watch a lot of Saturday morning cartoons when they were smaller either. They mostly had videos and all of that. So I've kind of hung on to it. I knew I could use all of the B-sides for things, just totally anything that you wanted to use, because this background paper, that's kind of the orangey, pinkish red, whatever in the back that has the squirrely lines. It's called the bacon line. It has a lot of patterns like that with really pretty colors. I love the colors in this collection. So I knew that I could use it for about anything. But then I got to thinking about our Disney pictures and eating at 50's prime time. So I thought, well, that will be perfect because I can use the TVs and all of that, because they have TVs at all of the spots, and it's just all about this time that this paper collection kind of features. So I went through and looked for my photos, and unfortunately I didn't have very many good photos, and really the only two that were kind of scrap worthy were these that we just kind of took of each other. Well, actually I took it of the kids, and then I took one of my husband and I. We were on the Disney dining plan, and by this time, it was like day 3, day 4, we're like, it's time to eat again. We were tired, exhausted, we weren't hungry, but it was time to eat because we had reservations and all of that. So we're all not at our best in these photos, and it's kind of funny, the expressions on all of our faces. So that's kind of the background of the photos and everything. So then I decided on the pattern papers that I wanted to use, and then I got to thinking about some silhouette files that I had, and I kind of wanted to mimic the sign that's outside. And you'll see here's a couple of other photos that were really not good at all, but they show more of the restaurant, and I really wanted to fit them in, but I just can't make them work. They're just not good photos, and there's just no way to really put them in on this layout, and so they went off into the side. I might put them in a pocket page or something at the end, or use it in my month in review album or something. Okay, so back to the silhouette. I went to my silhouette files because I knew I had gotten some cut files to use for Disney, and I found this one that looks a lot like the Disney's 50 primetime sign. And I really wanted a little cut file of a TV, but the ones that they had, they weren't really what I was looking for. And so I created this whole cut file the way that it was designed. And I tried to fit it on there, but it was really an odd shape, and the way that I wanted my photos and everything, it didn't work. So I decided to cut it apart. So even when you get these cut files, if you're new to cut files and new to silhouette, don't be afraid to chop it all up and make something else out of it. I totally took the arrow from down below on the pole and put it up behind the sign. I ended up just taking and creating my title, the 50's Prime, just on a mat, and cut it out of some of the same pattern paper. Now the small part that says time, that actually came that way on the cut file, and so that was just kind of perfect little match there. And in the video, the yellow on the sign and stuff, it's really not very pretty. It's kind of a mustard yellow or whatever on film, but it's not. It really matches in with 50's primetime colors. So this layout's much brighter and more fun looking than it is in this video. It's kind of not very attractive in the video. And so I had it all cut, and then I decided, well, it really needed something, and so I just got my black pen out, and I'm just doing some stitch lines around all of the cut pieces, and it really helps to make all of that pop. And when I finish, I have some embellishments, of course, in all 3 places that I kind of put, and I added stitching to some of all of them, so that helped tie all of my embellishment clusters together. So that's another thing. If you're struggling with tying a layout together, you can also do it with a pen. Just do different decorative stitching, or a little swirl. Sometimes I do a dot dash dash dot. Lots of different things that you can do. So these bottom pieces that I'm kind of writing on now, those were actually the border stickers. So there was one that has the same kind of script that's on this background paper that says "Tune in next time" and "Thanks for watching" and "Don't touch that dial," and so all of that fit in with this theme. And so I just applied the long gray one all the way across, and then the blue one I cut down to pretty much just go over the background piece. That was the TV pattern paper. I really just wanted that down there to help ground everything, because as of right now everything's just kind of floating around. So that's going to help ground it, and then I'll build up some more embellishments down there. And this layout I'm creating, it's a challenge over at the My Scraps and More forum. So if you'd like to hop on over there and join us, you can join that challenge, and we have prizes each month. So the challenge was to use a new collection. So I'm using the October Afternoon Saturday Mornings. That's my new collection. And to use die cuts. It can be manual or an electric die cutter. Or if you don't have any of those, any kind of dies, or you could use punches. Or if you absolutely are brand new and you don't have any of those things, then of course you could use stickers. But some type of die cut. And then to use lots of layers. And so you'll notice on here, my title has several layers. All of my die cuts that I did have at least 3 layers of paper, if not more in some of them. Okay, so now I'm just kind of adding in my little journaling spots. I have this little label sticker, and all of those stickers came from the Saturday Mornings collection. There's some smaller sticker sheets, and also I believe the alphabet sticker sheet. So some of them came from different ones. And I'm inking all of my pieces with Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress ink, and that's another thing you can do to tie all of your pieces together and make a layout really flow together. So I had that little bit of border strip left, and you see that I had stuck it up there, and then I cut it, and then I pulled it back down because I was really wanting to repeat some of that blue over there. I have it at the top and I have it at the bottom. And I found this little sticker that I tucked up underneath there, and I'm going to add the date to it. So that helped. But I still wanted some blue over there. There wasn't quite enough to carry that blue around the layout, so it needed a little bit more. So I end up taking those 2 little pieces of the triangular border that I had, and I'll add those underneath some paper to the left-hand side here in a minute. And that will really help with the layout. And then I have just these little word stickers that came from the October Afternoon collection too, and they're just in the pink color, and so I used those to help carry the pink through. So one of them says TV time and the up next, so that helps some. And then I'm still struggling, still thinking this really needs something. So I pulled out some enamel stars, and I have them in the pink and the aqua blue, and so I carry those around to help pull the colors through. What I'm really struggling with is I had that neutral background, and then the papers were kind of all tone on tone and just that one color, and since the photos are not anything that awesome, then the layout just really wasn't, I mean, it's okay, but it just really wasn't doing it for me. So I keep pulling more stuff out until I'm happy, and at the very end I'm really happy. So I cut away because my camera quit on me and I didn't realize it. So here are the pieces. I added that brown chevron to the left hand side, and then that blue border that I talked about, and then this other, that little pink at the bottom, that was the clock. That was also part of that sign. And so I just put it down at the bottom, and that really helped that cluster at the bottom. So that completes the layout. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks so much for tuning in, subscribing to my YouTube channel, and following me on my blog and Facebook. All of my information's at the end if you're not familiar and this is the first time watching. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.